All right, hello, welcome everyone, welcome everybody. Hello, Money Glitch. Welcome again, nice to see you. And yeah, we are going to be starting with the pre-market analysis for this AM session silver bullet. Hello, my friend Erdogan. You missed me. I'm here every day, sometimes even a few times a day, so you know where to find me, that's for sure. But yeah, welcome. And yeah, let's do the markups for the session, and let's try to find out an idea about what might be happening. So we have this 10 minutes, next 10 minutes to assume that. So initially I did some markups for the no problem, Mr. Erdogan. Initially I did the markups for the ES. In here I noted the opening range gap for today, which was a premium opening range gap, and the consecutive encroachment of that gap that we already filled. So we already did that on the downside. And the first presented fair value gap for Wednesday's trading AM session. That's a very nice one in here. I like this one a lot. So it was kind of overlapping with the London Open from Monday, but because it was larger and it was containing that London Open one, I will just choose to go with this one instead going forward. A quick little run that I was looking for during the opening range as I was preparing the stream at around 9:40. I saw those relative equal highs and this inversion fair value gap here that was first presented. It delivered. So yeah, I was looking maybe we'll have that left for the silver bullet hour, but apparently not today. Nonetheless, let's go to the Nasdaq and let's do the markups here too. Let's do the markups here too. We run higher into the new week opening gap here. Buy sell liquidity was taken on many stages. Sell side liquidity is resting here. For Nasdaq near term, I suppose. Yep. All right. And what do we have? Regular trading hours. We have the opening range gap for Wednesday. That's the high. That's the low. So premium opening range gap. All right. And the consecutive encroachment around there. What is my bias for today? The initial bias that I'm holding is bearish. In terms of like working with the opening range gap, because we opened with a premium opening range gap, I'm assuming or expecting or allowing for the price to potentially return back into it. I mean, to reach the consecutive encroachment. And this is still the opening range, so I'm still kind of like thinking about this level as potential initial draw. Doesn't mean that it needs to go there, but that's something that I'm watching initially. So there is the initial sell side liquidity that's formed above the consecutive encroachment. I will take off this little blue box here because I don't necessarily know what it was. So I will just take it off. And I will add the first presented fair value gap. Wednesday AM first presented fair value gap for Nasdaq trading. And I will take this one off because we already worked that pretty well. So key level, consecutive encroachment here on the downside of this Wednesday's opening range gap. Yeah, 5 minutes left still. Dollar index not doing too much, pretty much consolidating above the old high. So this is a wild card in here. And a larger perspective like this. I mean, we did some measure of retracement here, that's for sure. Would I want to side with continuation lower? I don't know. I'm kind of like neutral about that. I think it could go lower if it wants to. It could also not go lower if it don't wants to. So it's kind of consolidated in here and kind of tricky to say, like very one-sided. Larger projection of a range, so rather neutral in that regard. And yeah, so ES already reached the consecutive encroachment. Nasdaq did not. So Nasdaq is showing some initial relative strength on its side. What do we have also in Nasdaq, in RTH? I like those relative equal highs in here, buy side. So that's something on the upside that's pretty sweet. So this buy side liquidity here. And it's in close proximity to the Monday's opening range gap high. So I would say that's a good objective on the upside. On the downside, we have the opening range. So we would first of all need to go through this. And then maybe relative equal lows here would be a potential. But yeah, I assume the opening range gap should give us a little bit more information about what it wants to do. So initial buy side is here. And the initial sell side is here. Okay. First presentation is being banked around, so I'm not necessarily in a rush at this moment. Okay, so I think everything is mapped out on both indices. Every salient level that I will want to watch today. Yeah, on ES we have still the buy side here. On RTH it was not tapped, so it's reasonable. And also I want to like add the fact that this is the Tuesday opening range gap high, and this portion of this portion is still kind of open, so there is still kind of like a gap in here and relative equal highs. So the buy side in here looks kind of interesting to me personally as a potential draw. And yeah, this high lends well. So on electronic trading hours, I know we swept that, but on RTH we didn't, and we still have this gap, this void. And voids like this are usually pretty strong draws on liquidity, and we have the new week opening up, the buy side, so a lot of confluence is up there. So I think that will be my silver bullet type of bias until proven otherwise, and that would be like going below today's opening range gap. If we go below it, then probably that's not necessarily the case for today, but like initially that kind of gets my heart, but yeah, no, not necessarily from where we are right now. Okay, so 10 a.m. started just now, and we are just beginning the show. So this yellow box up there, that's where the liquidity void is residing, and that's where price might want to be drawing on the upside. And yeah, all right, so now let's watch what we actually get. This is the Wednesday opening range gap low. This is the consecutive encroachment, first presentation, and the opening range gap high. So this is on the downside, on the discount side, on the discount portion, what we can maybe utilize, and looking for a draw up into here, which could be around 20, if we would drop slightly lower, 20 to 30 handles of a potential, right? So this is not guaranteed, not certain, not anything like that, but a potential is definitely there. Okay, all right, so let's see, let's watch, let's wait for the first presentation after 10 a.m. and let's see what we'll get. Actually, let me do the dual. In the dual, oh, not this. Okay, delete S&P here, so MNQ. Okay, so both averages, so I can kind of like compare the relative strength and stuff. So we see Nasdaq, you see ES making a lower low in here, while Nasdaq made already a higher high right there at the open. So there are some shenanigans up there, but yeah, I mean, I still like the idea of the ES drawing up into this area and here, but I would personally prefer to see drop into some measure of discount first, maybe take out the sell side here. Thanks for letting me know, Money Glitch. I'll try not to fade you, but I can't promise. Yep. All right. So Generally, because I would like to see ES potentially go higher, and these relative equal highs that we are forming right now, engineering, will be sweet, or could be sweet in a while. I would rather prefer to see some SMT on the lows versus the highs, right? But yeah. Generally, with this price structure and stuff, I would assume, or I would prefer to be bullish potentially after taking this sell side in here first. But yeah, we'll see. Wait, I have some issues. Why my data feeds are frozen? I mean, the stream is going. The stream has no issues, looks like. But my price feed is frozen here. So I don't know if this is like a trading view issue, or is it my internet? Well, all right, so it's back. So good that it's back. But yeah. All right, so ES is storming through the first presentation in here, so that's reasonable. I like to see that. That's for sure. And we will be touching into the consecutive encroachment, potentially maybe sweeping this low. That's something I'm watching. There is a small inefficiency in here, but I'm not a fan of this one that much. So not necessarily anything that I would consider a first presentation for this time being. All right. Nasdaq is trying to hold a little bit stronger. It's clearly a stronger market right now. But maybe we can play a little bit of catch up. Let's see. Right now I'm watching whether we can take out this low on ES. And I would generally like to see that, I think, if we could. It's obviously not guaranteed, but right off the gate it looks maybe reasonable. And maybe then Nasdaq could not make a lower low and form some SMT on the lows. Let's see. I'm also watching how we will trade around this first presentation. I mean, so far we are spending some time inside of it, so that definitely doesn't make me wanna rush by any means, but yeah, I like the build up of the buy side here above those highs in here. They are looking pretty relative equal. Plus, this is that there is this liquidity void up there. New week opening up, Monday opening range gap low, Tuesday high. I mean, a lot of things are converging above. So yeah, this first presented fair value gap overlaps with even the London one from the London session one from Monday. It was overlapping with it, but it was larger, so I decided to go with this one. All right, so we are tapping outside of it. So let's see if we can snap this 936 low. And yeah, Nasdaq respectively is this low, and ES is this low. This is how Nasdaq is looking. Nasdaq is holding or trying to hold strong in here, kinda, at least so far. All right, very close to that initial sell liquidity from the opening range. And taking that will be the fulcrum point to see whether we will be rejecting it or staying heavy. This first printed fair value gap can always be utilized too as a potential bullish inversion fair value gap. Again, it was used once during the opening range here. And if we take the sell side here, maybe tap into the new day opening gap from today, and we go above it, then it could be used as inversion one more time. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about right now, but you know, I'm not gonna go, I'm not trying to go blindly with this idea. I want to see more confluence, more ideas that support the stance, but we are taking sell liquidity. Buy side is still very smooth and the void is up there. I assume that this is still a potential place to draw. Let me start preparing a little bit in here with my orders. Today I would like to risk around $500 per my trade. As I'm able to use the maximum risk allowed. I feel like I need to be using limit order, otherwise I will always screw this. So on the limit, it needs to be something like this, right? It doesn't move altogether apparently. It's fine. I will try to manage that, but nonetheless, both Nasdaq and ES are making a lower low in here, so lows are matching. No SMT on the lows. Still, the SMT on the high is working, and I don't want to fade that blindly, I guess. But if we could start reaching above this first presentation, on a closing basis, I would be more interested in considering something there. At least at this moment, that's like what I could be preparing in here for. All right, so we go above it. If you can close above it, then I can hit the buy limit and it will be what it will be, I guess. And that would be like the setup. Right, so no close above it, so I'm not gonna rush it or pre-anticipate it. I could if I would like be very strong about my idea. I am kind of strong about this, not gonna lie, but like higher time frame, I'm not like very convinced about what it wants to do, but about this buy side, I'm kind of convinced. So let's see if this candle closes above it, I will hit the buy limit at the high of this inversion fair value gap. I mean, first presented fair value gap. That will act as inversion possibly, and that will be my order of business there. And the idea for the setup also. So yeah, looks like we are closing above it, so I'm hitting the buy limit here. And if we can come back to it and fill me, then I'll be in. If not, then obviously I will not be in. So kind of like simple as that. We'll see. It kind of feels like it might be already moving. Like it might be already, you know, Elvis left the building. And that was more like a turtle soup idea. Yeah, if we go to the buy side here first, then I will have to cancel my order. But nonetheless, that's more or less what I was looking for. Yet it didn't give me an entry though, so I guess it is what it is. And it reached my draw liquidity. God damn. Yeah, fine. That's fine. The idea was good. The draw was very nice. Everything was pretty well done. But the price run itself on this time frame, it didn't offer me an entry. So it is what it is. I mean, after it wicked above it like this and then come back, sometimes you can you can use that already as the inversion after it went with a wick like this above it. But I didn't want to necessarily use that. I wanted to wait for the close and then a return. Didn't happen, so no trade for me there. Okay, fair enough. So I will need to work for it a little bit more today. A little bit more. It doesn't really want to give it to me on the silver platter. So I will have to roll my sleeves and be going for it a little bit harder. Yep. So I'm thinking what yeah, dollar lower. I'm thinking what I could still do with this. I'm thinking what I still could assume on the buy side. Yeah, on the buy side we only have this alt high up there. That's the only thing on the upside that's still like residing there, but I'm a little bit less confident about how I would or how I will engage this right now. I'm definitely not buying it up here. Let me see the MNQ. It took the sell side. It's very nice about that. Yeah, I think higher is the way to go today. I think higher is the way to go. But chasing it after this displacement, no, that's not what I look for. So let's see if it will offer me any like reasonable discount that makes sense, because as it is right now, I believe that buying might be the way to go about today's trading, and maybe the previous day's high. The Tuesday's high could be the draw on the upside that makes sense for price eventually. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Nonetheless, yeah, what can I say? This is not the first time I outlined a price run and I didn't or it didn't offer me an entry to participate in it. And yeah, that's something that I need to deal with also, and not be emotional about it or not chase anything just because it ran without me or without offering me my particular entry model that I'm using. And it went higher. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? What can I say? I mean, we do have the minutes, the FMC minutes later today for the PM session. So maybe the PM session silver bullet might offer some more volatility, but usually it's not that big of a deal. The minutes are not that big of a deal. The statement is, but the minutes aren't necessarily. So yeah, worst case scenario, I guess I will be watching the PM, but yeah, I would prefer to find something still in the AM session nonetheless. So let's not be upset about what happened, but rather encouraged about being able to foresee that it will draw into this area. Because I don't know, guys, but I don't know how many of you were listening to me and watching what I'm saying, but write one in chat if you heard me telling that price is very likely to reach up into this yellow box when we are trading here, that it's likely to take this short-term low here and then maybe offer a setup, right, that will bring us up there. It delivered, bro. It delivered, and that's amazing. But yeah. But yeah. Thanks, Money Glitch. Thanks. You are the one I can count on. All right. So looks like we are seeing some measure of retracement happening right now. We left some kind of relative equal highs in here. Some kind of. And as I said, I kind of prefer this thing to go higher initially, but the longer I think about it or the longer I look at it, I'm a little bit concerned about this maybe becoming a seek and destroy type of scenario where we take buy side, sell side, buy side, sell side, and just, you know, do that more than just, you know, offer a trending or more trending environment. But yeah, let's see though, let's see. I will stick with the potential continuation higher, and I will look for a setup that could allow that to happen. Always target relative highs, always. I mean, I learned it the hard way. Don't target relative lows. Yeah. There is something to it. There is something to it. There is a gem. There is a gem in it. If you know, you know. If you've been trading long enough, you know what he said. All right. So price returned into this basin here and moves away. That's fine, but yeah, still, I would maybe like some deeper type of retracement for me personally to be buying it. But yeah, so first 30 minutes of the silver bullet hour are almost behind us. Down she goes. Oh yeah, baby. But apparently, I think not today. I mean, not that it's impossible, but you know the drill. You know the drill. Alright, so this is the bearish fair value gap that we are trading up into right now. It is looking kind of suspect, this market. It is looking like it could turn into a sig and destroy. I can tell you that. But at the same time, higher is also looking kind of sexy today. So we'll see, but yeah. I don't know. It kind of threw me off guard that that it didn't offer me anything in here for this setup. I could have been already done for the day, but it moved without me, without offering me an entry, and that's a little bit annoying. Because right now I just need to wait longer for a potential next setup to form. Right now I don't necessarily see it, therefore I'm just waiting. What am I waiting for? Preferably some more of a discount type of retracement to a discount for a potential buy, aiming for this buy side here, but yeah, that's not necessarily in the cards right now. We are speeding up a little bit here again, likely to be taking out the buy side here already. So again, again, looks kind of like a PM session is coming. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's see. Nasdaq is making a higher high. ES is making a higher high. Pretty nice displacement off of that low. These guys are trapped. All right. well, actually that's such an irony, money glitch, right? I mean, that's crazy. that's actually but yeah, many times it's like that, right? The moment you don't have anything to trade with, you'd in theory nail it, right? But yeah, that's a good one. That's a funny one. That's actually a funny one. Yeah, so that alt high in here looks like we are heading towards that. And to be honest, quite frankly, I don't have anything noted behind the Monday's opening range gap high. As for the upside, so we are extending to some degree higher. There is a daily suspension block in here on ES. That is something that I am kind of aware of. Yeah, 2 p.m. news. That's right. That's right. But these news aren't necessarily that impactful, though. Usually. But yeah, maybe these are some shenanigans ahead of the news. Nonetheless, if it keeps on going in here and never offers a retracement, a deeper retracement, then I guess I will just have to leave it and let it go. Right, so this yellow box, I can take it off because it was closed and repriced to. So It's not necessarily needed anymore. We traded through all kinds of premium arrays in here at this moment. But yeah. This is the moment, this is the X factor that many times can throw a trader apart a little bit. Because yeah, imagine outlining the move ahead of time nicely. Imagine outlining the logic, the idea, where the entry should form and stuff, and it delivers, but it didn't give you the entry, right? And yeah, there's nothing you can do about it at this point, right? It is what it is. You didn't lost anything, that's good, but in your mind you think that you lost because you missed it, and that itself many times could lead or leads to poor decision making afterwards. And I would really like to not fall victim to that. So yeah, both ES and Nasdaq took the buy side in here. Both are rejecting this inefficiency in here. That was a CB. Now I should change the color to orange, because now it should act as a bullish inversion fair value gap. We'll see if it will or if it doesn't. That's still too deep into a premium for me to be buying it, IMO, but let's just observe. Let's just observe. I still kind of have this like this little thought that think how diabolical it would be to take the price all the way down and clear this low out on both Nasdaq and ES. That would be like crazy diabolical. Like really that would take off guard a lot of people, like I think. And on a day like today, Wednesday, AM session ahead of high impact news for PM session, even though the minutes aren't necessarily that big of a deal, that could be enough to place that narrative to really like make damage on both sides. And that's kind of like the idea that I'm starting to like more and more, looking at this stuff in here. So yeah, I don't necessarily want to be buying into this rally that it's, you know, technically sold like, all right, so it's bullish now, right? Maybe it's not that bullish, maybe not necessarily. And yeah, also the fact that they didn't necessarily give an entry in here, entry opportunity in here, is also kind of like a signature or a hint that maybe the smart money wasn't supposed to be buying it after the turtle soup, because maybe a better play will be on the short side to then reach down into it. There's a lot of maybes, but that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I don't want to overthink it though, but you get the point, I guess. You get the point. Either way, there is not necessarily a setup that I would consider for going short nor long. So yeah, ay. A little bit ay. Just a little bit ay. Alrighty. I don't know. It kind of feels like it delivered the move, the initial move, higher, and that's kind of like it. And now you can meander. Maybe we can see something during lunch. Maybe, but maybe not even that likely. And then just wait for the PM session. But yeah, let's see. I'm kind of still studying whether it offers some bearishness in here after this run. So far, it's not necessarily there. But I'm just fishing, you know. I'm just watching, trying to cook something, but you know. If I won't be able to find any like really solid idea, like the first one that I outlined for a stream in here, that was an idea that I was confident with, and it was solid in my eyes, and it delivered. But because it didn't offer entry, first the fish has to bite. Yeah, Mr. Fisherman, and that's true. So we have to wait. That's the waiting game we're playing right now. But yeah, at the same time, I don't want to build up the expectations and emotions at this moment because I don't necessarily know for sure at this time. Slash, I don't have a very strong idea about what it wants to do. It's slowed down. It's kind of consolidating in here, so it could stay like this until the 11 o'clock. And if it's like that, then PM session, here we go. But yeah. Fair enough. I just don't want to throw a blunder just because. Just because I'm in front of the charts, just because price is doing nothing. I don't want to place a trade that will then be problematic. And remember, today I'm back to full risk, to max risk, right? So therefore I don't want to be, you know, taking a whatever trade. I would rather take something that I really would believed in, you know, and something like that. And right now I don't see it, so yeah, that's something that I have to manage. Still, this is the 11th freaking stream of the silver bullet. It's actually 12 because the first one was like 0. But nonetheless, 11th or 12 streams already. So let's say 12 hours. 12 hours looking for silver bullets, more or less, in the last week and a half. Is this a lot or not? Plus, it yielded in 6 actual bullets that I traded. 2 wins, 4 losses. But I'm still at break even at this moment, okay? I'm still break even due to the risk management. So technically, best case scenario, if I would win 3 days in a row with my max risk, this evaluation is done, basically. If I don't make any blunders for 3 days straight. Obviously, if I do blunders, then it will be prolonged until I recoup the drawdown and stuff like that. And 1 trade a day is 1 trade a day. So it is what it is in that regard. But yeah, nonetheless interesting. I mean, still, this road to 1 million, that's not a road to rush it in a week, right? Yeah, that's good. That's true. That's true. So, I mean, that's the thing. I really don't want to like gamble it and rush it and just, you know, go all in a few times and blow it 5 times and win 2 times and secure that accounts. I want to do it the right way, right? This whole series, it might take I don't know, it might take a year. It might take 2 years of doing this every day. Guys, I don't care. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here to sit in front of that monitor, in front of those charts, and be outlining every possible silver bullet that I can and do it the best I can. And I believe that if I can maintain around 50% of the win rate, then we are balling. Then we are balling and we are really rolling with this series after a year of doing this with 50% win rate with 1 to 2. Guys, I don't know if you know what it means, but it means incredible results. Yet I would still need to deliver that, but yeah, that's the other side of things. And still, this is somewhat of entertainment, so enjoy the ride with me. Enjoy the ride with me. Yes, my friend, I look at all different things, and I do it every time in all the session. I refer to those levels, but yet yet I just don't see anything in price that I like in terms of anything really. So it doesn't really matter to me whether it's at this level or that level, because at this moment I don't see how I would engage it with free mind, because yeah, it's in my opinion too deep in a premium in here for me to like keep engaging this with longs. At the same, at the short side, it didn't offer anything either that would make me confident on that side. So if neither side I can really frame a high probability, so what is it? For me, it's low probability. For you, I don't know, maybe you see something in this and you want to take it. And I wish you a really good luck with it. I mean, you might see something that I don't, right? After all. But yeah, I am who I am, and I can only, like, you know, answer for myself in here. And yeah, I know I will. I know that. I mean, I'm not stopping though. I'm not stopping. But yeah, really looks like that after this initial run up in here, that didn't offer me an entry, by the way. It just went into consolidation and into smug. And yeah, yes, we are entering into the macro in here, the 1050, and it could offer some movement. But for me to engage with that movement, I would need to have at least an idea where it's likely going to next. And I don't know if I have that at this moment. Yeah, maybe this old buy set here, that's reasonable, I guess. But at this moment, I just don't know. And that's the reality of things. At this moment, I just don't know. And I'm not afraid to tell you. So that you know that I don't know. All right, I guess fair enough. It was a good try nonetheless. But it dodged the bullet here. Aye, aye. Ay, 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 ay. So let's do a little bit of a recap of today's trading and what happened, what unfolded so far for today. Taking into consideration the London Open silver bullet, that I didn't trade it. I didn't saw anything that I like. I was thinking that it's just a nothing burger. And in hindsight, I'm glad that I didn't engage it. It didn't offer anything that I liked anyway. So I wouldn't make anything if I traded that London Open session. I would lose 100%. Or I would get lucky, but I count it as a loss too. This aim session, I like the draw on the buy side. I like the idea of it going higher. I like the idea of sweeping this low. So I basically like the aim session and the setup that it could have presented, the run that it presented. I like that. It was really nice. I almost, if it only would offer me that return to this first presentation, to my limit order, then yeah, I would be I would be in and I would be done with this trade too, and it would be a banger of a trade, but everything worked besides it didn't give me an entry. So that's the state for the morning session. Trading done, enough YouTube watched. I have to play TFT now. Good luck. Good luck with that, my friend. Thanks for tuning in though. Nice to see you. A new face though. That's always welcome. The community is slowly growing, so I like that. And yeah, besides that, or after this run in here, I didn't necessarily like to do anything with it, and I think I did a good decision, or that was a good choice to not touch it for a while, because yeah, I didn't necessarily offered anything too clean. It is working off of this inversion, yes. Slowly but surely it's trading towards this buy side, yes. But yeah, I personally was not confident about engaging this. So see you, my friends. See you. Bye bye. And yeah, looks like it's gonna reach this old buy side, which I guess it's fine. That's good. That's reasonable. That's where I would eventually assume it going, but that was not necessarily a trade setup that I wanted to take. But yeah, that's me, and that makes me, or that forces me into the PM session today, which, well, that will be a long day then. A long day. And I could have been already done. But yeah, it's fine, it's fine. I will swallow that. I will go for a walk now. I will breathe some air. I will play with the little guy, and we'll have some fun. All right, so I think that's it. No point of making this any longer. I'm not gonna be trading or taking any trades anyway in here at this moment. And I'll be there for the PM session. So if you will be interested in that, I will be there for sure. Besides this, I wish you a pleasant reminder of the day, and see you either PM session or tomorrow. So bye bye. And thanks for watching though. Thanks for watching, and thanks for likes.